Hello everybody and welcome to the video notes for Unit 4, Day 37. We are almost done with Unit 4. And today we're going to be practicing writing inequality statements. Today's video is dedicated to Adrian in 6B. Hi Adrian. Let's take a look at A on the left side here. Y plus 6 is equal to 16. And it's asking us to write when is this statement true and when is it false. We've done something like this before, so let's just review. You're thinking what number plus 6 is equal to 16? Now in your head, you might be able to think 10 plus 6 equals 16, so y has to equal 10. And if you're ever not sure, you can always undo the operations on both sides. So to get rid of the plus 6, we can subtract 6 from both sides, and we know that this is true when y is equal to 10. So we would say this statement is true when y is 10. And that means this statement would be false if, instead of 10, y was any other number except 10. So for example, if y was 5, 5 plus 6 is 11, that's not 16, so that'd be a false statement. So we'd say this is false when y is not 10. Let's look at the next one. Y plus 6, and this means greater than 16. So when is this true if y plus 6 has to be greater than 16? Well, we can go back up here, and we know that y plus 6 is true. Y plus 6 is when to equal 16 is true when y is 10. Now, instead of y plus 6 equals 16, we want y plus 6 to be greater than 16. Right, some number that's bigger than 16. Then I think, well, does that mean y has to be bigger than 10 or less than 10? It would have to be bigger than 10. So y can be any number that's greater than 10. So it's true when y is any number bigger than 10. Right, that means y could be 12, because 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 is greater than 16. Or y could be 20. 20 plus 6 is 26, and 26 is greater than 16. And if it's true when y is any number bigger than 10, that means it's false when y is 10 or any number less than 10. That means if y is 10, 10 plus 16 would be 16, but 16 is not greater than 16, so that's it's false. Or any number less than 10, like 9. 9 plus 6 would make it 15. 15 is not greater than 16. Let's try one more. Y plus 6 is greater than or equal to 16. This means greater than or equal to. Well, if we know that if y plus 6 is equal to 16, this is true when y is equal to 10. And now instead of equal to 16, we want this left side, this y plus 6, we want that to be greater than or equal to 16. So that means I think to myself, well, if it's true, if it's equal to 16 when y is 10, do I want all the numbers that are bigger than 10 or less than 10? I want all the numbers that are bigger than 10. So I can say this is true when y is 10, right? Because that would make it 16 is greater than or equal to 16. That works. Or any number bigger than 10. And that means that it's false when y is any number less than 10. now that we've finished this left side, what I'm going to have you do is try this right side all on your own. 3 times g is equal to 15. So you think to yourself, 3 times what number gives you 15? And then it's going to ask you, well, if that's when it's equal to 15, what about if you want 3g to be less than 15? And what about when you want 3g to be less than or equal to 15? So let's pause, try these 3 on your own, and then continue the video when you're finished. And now you are resuming the video to check your work. 3g is equal to 15. Well, this is true when g is equal to 5, because 3 times 5 is 15. So this is true when g is 5. And it's false when g is any number other than 5. Than 5. And then if we want 3 to be less than 15, that means g would have to be less than 5. So this is true when g is less than 5. And then it's false when g is 5 or any number greater than 5. And then if we want 3g to be less than or equal to 15, that means this is true when g is 5 or any number less than 5. And it's false when g is greater than 5. Okay, now let's try the next section. Which of the following numbers among this set make the equation or inequality true? So for each of these, you're going to check. Among these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers, among these 6 numbers, which of them would make the statement true? Okay. So, letter G here, it's m plus 4 is equal to 12. Well, we can figure out what would m have to be for this statement to be true. What number plus 4 is equal to 12? Well, if you're not sure, you can always subtract 4 from both sides, and you would get m is equal to 8. So for this statement to be true, m would have to be 8. I check, is 8 among this set of numbers? Yes, it is. It's right there. So my answer is 8. For the next one, m plus 4 is less than 12. Notice that this is the same as this, except the only difference is this one is it asks for m plus 4 to be equal to 12. And this one is asking for m plus 4 to be less than 12. So then I think to myself, well, would m have to be less than 8 or greater than 8 if we want this left side to be less than 12? M would have to be less than 8. So m would have to be less than 8. And if m is less than 8, then I go back to this list here, and I think, what are all the numbers that are less than 8? Well, 0 works, because 0 is less than 8. 3 is less than 8. That works. 5 is less than 8. And 8 is not less than 8, so I'm going to stop there. So my 3 possible answers is m could be 0, m could be 3, or m could be 5 among this set of numbers. All right, because if I plugged each of these in, 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 is less than 12. That's true. 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is less than 12. That's true. 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 is less than 12. That's true. So all these three numbers work. That's our answer right there. Okay, let's check I. I says f minus 4 is equal to 2. F minus 4 is equal to 2. So I think to myself, what number would f have to be in order for this statement to be true? Well, you can do it in your head, or if you want, you can get rid of this minus 4 by adding 4 to both sides, and f would have to be equal to 6. So this statement is only true when f is equal to 6. Then I check among this set of numbers, is there a 6? There is no 6. So since it's asking us which of these following numbers make the statement true, we would say none of them do. Because we're looking for a 6 and there's no 6 there. Okay, so for then the next part here, if we want f minus 4 to be greater than 2, if 6 makes this left side equal to 2, would I want all the numbers less than 6 or all the numbers greater than 6? Right, if we want all of this, f minus 4, to be greater than 2. Okay, I'm going to have you finish that one on your own. And then I'm also going to have you do these two on your own as well. One reminder that 1/2 of h, that's the same thing as h divided by 2. So 1/2 times h is the same thing as taking h and dividing it by 2. So you can also think of this as h divided by 2 is equal to 8. What does h have to be? There's my hint for you. Your secret word today is draw. Like with a pencil when you're drawing something, draw, D-R-A-W. That's your secret word. All right, and with that,
Thank you so much for playing my game.
finish these three, raise your hand, get it checked, and you can get your ticket.